What's going on, guys? It's Classic Keys. Today I'm back to show you guys my 10 favorite Kontakt libraries that I personally use. Some of them you might have heard of, some of them you might not have. Um, these are my 10 favorite that I personally use for my beats to get the sound that I actually want to get. Um, these are just the ones that I find myself using a lot. So let's jump right into it. I'm gonna just tell you my favorites and let's get it. Okay, so the first library I want to show you guys is by Heavyocity. I think that's how you pronounce it, and it's called Gravity. And this one is dope because it's basically like ambient sounds, ambient pads. Um, it provides really good aesthetics for the backgrounds of your beats, and it's like a texture. They are actual pads and instruments, but I like to use them as textures to go around my melodies or loop packs that I'm making. I think it's really dope. You can do a lot with this library. As you can see, they really let you dive deep into the actual sound of the presets they give you. You can do so much to this. I haven't even completely figured it all out yet myself, but I love the sounds it gives you. They're really trippy too. I'm gonna play a couple for you. So I just dragged in this melody real quick. And you can play around with the reverb, and there's a lot of things you can do with it. Let me just show you. I'm playing around with these like I actually know what the fuck it does, but I'm not lying. I don't know what the fuck it does. I always just play with this one until I find a sound that I like. You know what I mean? Like I just play with it. I just think the sounds it gives you are just so fucking dope. Like they just sound like so trippy and it's like almost like a dream. Like this they did a really good job with making these sounds sound like you're literally in a dream tripping the fuck out because damn, I love this library. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, the second library I'm gonna show you guys is something that dropped relatively recently. If you might see it if you follow Native Instruments or look up a lot of their videos on YouTube, but it's constantly being advertised now, and I think it's just dope. It's 40's very own keys. It also comes with a drum kit section of it. I don't really use the drum kit section of it that much, but I definitely fuck with the keys that he came up with. They're very, as you know, like 40 is Drake's main producer. Came up with Drake, and the sounds are very like Toronto-ish. Of course, you know what I mean. Like the very laid back, but like trippy. Just kind of like the other library I showed you, but a little bit more, a little bit less surreal. Let's put it that way. They're a little bit more hard instruments. He did a great for I don't whoever I know 40 designed this, but like they did a dope ass job with this VST. Um, there's just so much dope ass sounds on here that you could use for all types of beats. Let me play some. One thing that 40 is really known for, in my opinion, is his pad work. Uh, the pads he's come up with really have changed hip hop as we know it, like they've changed the sound since they started coming out. Really, like what 2010? They just they changed the world with these pads, man. Like, and I'm just so happy we actually have them at our disposal now so easily. Like just listen how dope these sound, and like a lot of other native instrument libraries, you can change out the sounds that are in there and stuff. Fuck with them a lot. Oh my god, like yo, they fucked it up with this one. I love 40's keys. Like I love the shit. I use this shit all the time now, ever since I got it, and it's just dope. Okay, so this next one is also another library that dropped relatively recently. It's called Empire Breaks. It's also Native Instruments made it, I'm pretty sure. And this one's really dope. It basically gives you a bunch of patterns that you can chop up and fuck with, of like, like old school type of hip hop loops. And they're really dope to like add in. Like me personally, I like adding them in to beats that I might have like the new modern drums in, but for a breakdown, I'll just take one of these, like pattern it out, and I'll filter it and I'll add it into one of my beats, and I just love how dope it is. Like they just they're just like really realistic sounding. Let me play some for you. Okay, hold on. Let me actually make a fucking loop with this real quick. 1 second. You can add shit to it and stuff. That's fire. Come on, that's fire. Yo, that's fire. Come on. That shit is hard. You could do way more to it than just. I just did this simple shit to show that it can loop, and I just did it to show you guys quickly. But you can really go into this library and break it the fuck down. Like I'm talking about, you can break the patterns down. You can break what sounds get put into each. You know what I mean? Each key, you can break down the sound. You can even change out the kicks. You know what I mean? Hey, you can change out the sounds and everything. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you can add your own drums into this as well. You can I don't know if you can do it, but I'm pretty sure you can. I don't really know how to do it. But I'm pretty sure you can. I'm gonna work on that too, because that's a really dope VST. Next Kontakt library I'm gonna show you guys is the Orchestra Complete 2. I've talked about this in another video, but this is my absolute favorite library of all of them. Basically, it is full on ensembles, whatever the fuck you call it. It gives you an orchestra in your laptop. And when I say that, I mean like it gives you the most realistic sounds I've ever heard for an orchestra library. It is just, this is dope. This is like the end all be all for orchestral sounds, in my opinion. There might be better ones out there. I have not found one better than this, in my opinion. It gives you the whole entire fucking orchestra, like strings, brass, woodwinds, percussion, keys, harp, choir, and it gives you mad different types of them too. Like if you just go to strings, you'll find like 10 different strings you can use. And my favorite part of this VST2 is if you go right here and you click on the complete aspect of it, it gives you like sequences. And the sequences are basically like ARPs, but you can add your own melody to the ARPs and it just comes out unique, and it also comes out fucking bonkers. Like this shit comes out sounding so dope. Let me see if I can show you real quick. Let me find a different loop to throw in there real quick because I don't know if that one's gonna work out. Okay, guys, like just listen to this. Like you can just change it to like. They sound like movie scores. Like this is almost like a movie score library. Like oh my gosh. And you can, change out the instruments in it too. That's so fucking dope. You can do a lot more with this shit too. Like, you can break down everything about this. Like, you can break down where the arps go up and down. You can make the own arps do its own thing. You can change out the instruments in them. You can make them go faster. You can mix them, obviously. Uh, it's just a really fucking dope. And look, and you can also do it by feel too. Like, you can go by like if you want it to feel more action type, dramatic, mysterious. You do it by literally the mood that you're in. You know what I mean? And like it's just crazy how it breaks it down. Like if you just get a little bit creative, this has the potential to do so fucking much. It's so dope. This is my favorite library personally. I make beats with this shit all the time. I love this library. This library is one of the more popular ones. It's called Jade Ethnic Orchestra. It's a very, very large library. It's 100 GB just to download. If you have an external, I would say it's most definitely worth it. I like Jade Ethnic Orchestra because it's gonna give you sounds that you just can't find anywhere else. There's no library that's going to mimic it. It's so unique. Um, the people who designed, they designed Balkan Ethnic Orchestra too. I think it's called Strezov Symphony Sampling. I forget the name, but they have a habit of just doing shit with their libraries that just like you don't really hear anywhere else besides from them. And they do like whole, like, I'm gonna show you some of this shit. Like, the pad part of it gives you straight soundscapes. Like, I love adding these to the back of my beats. This is a very popular library, I think. I think it's popular for the people that actually know about it. Um, a lot of people, when they think of Kontakt, I think they think of this library, but if you're not familiar with it, it's definitely like a hidden gem. Uh, and there's so much you can do with it. I like to mess with the pads, but if you go down to it, to the Jade Ethnic Orchestra, where the fuck is it? Right here. That's just one section of it. You can do voices, winds, pluck strings, percussion. They're just like regular instruments too, but they just, you can, they give so much, they just give so much like soul. That sounds funny. I'm just doing this to get a quick melody quick. Okay, you get the point. That sounds stupid, but they're all really dope instruments, and they sound so realistic. And like anything else, you can fuck with them and tweak them to make them your own. They're straight samples. I think they straight sampled these instruments. I don't know. It's just crazy. Like, the sounds are so realistic. So this next Kontakt library is a pretty popular one. It's called Genesis Children's Choir, and it is like so realistic sounding. The children's choir sounds are just, it sounds like it's coming straight out of a real church or something like that. It's just genius. Let me play some. You can change the sounds on it, presets. One thing I think is cool is it lets you pick if you want it to be like, you know, what kind of choir you want it to be. You can literally change the choir, like alto girls, soprano boys. Like, I think it's fucking dope. Like, you can get really creative with this one. Uh, it's probably the most realistic choir library that I've been able to find. Uh, it's really fucking dope. Like, I love this VST library. Uh, it's simple, it's straightforward. You can change the sounds on it. It's a must-have. The next library is also by Native Instruments. It is not a third-party pack, I believe. It's called Monolith, and Monolith is basically similar to Trillion by Spectrasonics, and the fact that it's really just all basses, like different types of basses. And there is another similar library out there called Substance by Output. I have it here. They're pretty much the same exact thing. Um, the difference is I kind of like Monolith a little bit better. A lot of people really like Substance. I like Monolith because I feel like the basses just sound a little bit more clean and ready to go, and I don't have to do much to them. But they're both really dope, and I use both of them, so they're both dope. get really funky with this library. I like using it for its bass sounds. Okay, so this next Kontakt library is called BigCat, and it's like the complete BigCat bundle. Um, it's basically like city sounds. I'm starting to figure out. It's kind of like New York City, like jazz, concrete, fucking inspired sounds. I don't know how else to put it other than that. I mean, they make sure you know that it's very like New York jazz oriented, and it comes with a bunch of different sounds like guitars, Philharmonic Library, New York brass, St. Augustine's organ, Ultimate City piano. Like they're all just like instruments that I feel like you would hear at like a fucking jazz festival or some shit in the middle of New York City. They're dope. They're pretty some of them are pretty fucking weird. Like I'm not gonna lie, but some of them are really just straightforward. Yeah, I like this city piano. I think this city piano is really clean. Like it just sounds really soulful, and it sounds like somebody's really playing that shit right in front of you. There's some weirder ones that you can fuck with. There's just so much in this expansion that doesn't really. They're just all very like simple but straightforward sounds. You can get way crazier with them though. Like I'm still exploring this. It's a fucking weird ass library. Like I'm not gonna lie, it's very strange. It kind of trips me out this library, but I don't know. I just feel like I'm including it in this video because I just feel like there's a lot to explore in this library that like a lot of people don't know about this one. I wanted to put it on there just to be like, yo, this is just some random shit I found that I think was kind of cool. So yeah, Big Cat. Okay, for this last library, we're gonna go back to Heavyocity and we're gonna go to scoring acoustic guitars. It was the first library I showed you guys. It was called Gravity. So basically, this has the same idea that Gravity has, but it's with guitars, and they're really fucking weird in texture shaped, and you can add them in the back of a lot of your beats, and um, you can do the same thing that the other Heavyocity library does. It's all really trippy sounds. So the idea is that they're soundscapes, but they're guitar oriented and shit. Um, yeah, it's I've never really heard another library like this. Like that didn't sound good. They sound good, trust me. It's hard to show you guys all this shit and have something ready. I'm not gonna lie. Like I could just show you beats I made with all these, but it provides really dope textures for the back of your beats. You can get way more creative with this one too than I even know how to do it. I've seen people really work the fuck out of this library on YouTube. Um, it can make you like the trippiest sounds, really ambient, like distorted, reverby, fucking guitar soundscapes, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Um, they're really dope, and this library is like a lot of people always if they always say, oh, what Kontakt library should I get, and you're looking for suggestions, I feel like a lot of the times people always say, oh, get scoring acoustic guitars. Like a lot of people use scoring acoustic guitars, so that's why I put it there. Just about wraps it up for my 10 favorite Kontakt libraries. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. um I'm still learning how to use a lot of these myself, even though some of the libraries I've been using for a very long time, they just allow you to go so in depth into the sounds that I don't even want to make myself sound like an expert on this shit because I'm not. I'm just a motherfucker who really likes to make music. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you guys have any suggestions of dope libraries that you like to use personally for your beats that you think are really unique or maybe people haven't heard of it, comment it below and I might make a part 2 to this video. All right, thanks guys.